Collections are important when creating a Shopify store, so here's how to create one. So to create a collection, go over into products on the left-hand side and then click collections. And then near the top right corner, there'll be a button for create collection, click that. In this title, make sure you put something that when you read it, you know what's in your collection so you don't get confused later on. So let's say I do all threads. And then in the description, you'll often want to put something that's good for search engine optimization that kind of stays within the collection. So when your site is crawled by the search engines, it helps the search engines know what's in your pages and in your collection. I'm just going to put something pretty simple. So like scroll through the various threads offered by cross-stitching supplies. Cross-stitching supplies was my business name. And then we're going to go over the automated collection type in this video. So we're going to click by automated, and then it's going to bring up these conditions. So what you're doing here is you want a condition or a mixture of conditions that will just automatically pull in the products you want in your collection. For example, let's say we want all the things that have the product tag of embroidery thread. We can type that in here. So conditions, products must match. We have all conditions selected. And just with one, it really doesn't matter which one of these you have selected, all conditions or any condition. But product tag is equal to embroidery thread. And if I were to hit save, it will start pulling in those products. Now, I have a lot of products on this website, so it's going to take a little bit to load in. It usually doesn't take more than a minute. I'm just going to hit refresh products. And now they've all popped in. So every single product I have that I put in the product tag of embroidery thread is popping up down below. I can have these sorted in a couple different ways. So best selling, A to Z, Z to A for the product title, highest price, lowest price, newest, oldest, or I can manually move them around. So you just drag them around if you choose the manual one. Next, I'm going to go through the different conditions that you select. So product title, that will be what you put in your top part in your product pages. I just selected a random product page from my website. So product title, you could have where it contains, and right here it has floss. That's kind of another word for thread. So I could put in contains floss, and then products like that one would pop up. You could change this so it's equal to, not equal to, starts with, ends with, contains, or does not contain. So you have a few different options there. Product type, here, you have some more options again, equal to, not equal to, starts with, stuff like that. And over here, product type would be something you would enter over here. Now, I didn't really use this section very much, but maybe on your website, that'll help you get everything sorted just the way you need to. We could do product category. It is saying we only have the option to do is equal to. And then product category would be what you would enter in this section on your product page. Again, that's not something I necessarily focused on a lot, but one thing with product category that also will help with some of the tax rates. And then the next one, product vendor. So product vendor you can do is equal to, not equal to, starts with, ends with, contains, does not contain, and that would be something you would put here. You can type anything in there. This one I had put test in and I had saved it. So let's say I want to do is equal to, and then I could select test, and then that one product would pop up in here. So if I hit save and I refresh it, just that one popped in. That's the only one I had entered that test in. And now product tag. For product tag is equal to is the only option. Earlier I had put in embroidery thread. On your product pages where you would input the tags is right here on the right hand side. I had put in a lot of these tags because this is how I like to sort out my items. And also these tags you can sometimes get to pop up on the actual website for people to filter with what you input in the tags. So I often like to put the brand, the color, what the item was, how big the item was. For example, this one was 5 yards. And just for the filters, I sometimes like to put what the first letter of the color name was. And then you can also filter by price. Is equal to, not equal to, is greater than, is less than. The price is just exactly what you would think it'd be, the price that you give your item. You could do, let's say you wanted basically everything in a collection, you could do the price is greater than, let's say 1 cent, if everything was greater than 1 cent. And then if you hit save, So I basically had everything pop up in here except stuff that was free because I didn't have anything 1 cent. If something was 1 cent, it also wouldn't show up in here, or I also could have made this is greater than $0. But you could add another condition to include the ones that are free if you want to. So you can also create a collection at the compare at price. So your compare at price is often your original price. So if you want to show something as discounted, you would put the original price in your compare at price spot on your product page, and then you would put the discounted price in this price spot. So it would just be looking at this compare at price, the original price for the collections. And again, you have different options for how you want to sort that, for greater than, less than. You can add weight as a condition. Weight, if you scroll down on the product page, under the shipping area, you can enter the weight of your products. You can select inventory stock. So equal to, greater than, less than. So let's say I want to say everything I had more than 50. And my site is mostly sold out. There might be a few patterns that aren't. So it just shows up with those few that I have more than 50 inputted onto the product pages. And then for the inventory, it would be kind of near the bottom of your product page right here, this available. So let's say we added 5, we have 5 new ones received in. So this one, this autumn leaves, if we put inventory stock is equal to 5, that one should pop up. And see, yep, this autumn leaves thread had popped up. And the last option we have is variance title. So on the products page that is near the bottom, you can add a variant. Let's say you have different shirt colors or something. You can add that as a variant. Let's say it's green, pink, purple, blue. And then you could come through in here, and if it contains or does not contain a certain variance title, and then you can sort by that condition. Sometimes it can be a bit of a puzzle getting the exact items you need in the collection, and you might need to add a bunch of conditions. So you'll have to pay close attention to whether you want all conditions or any condition. So any condition often will add more things because it's not excluding anything. All conditions, it has to meet every single one of the conditions. So you will use it to exclude items. For example, you might do the variance title includes floss, which is another word for thread. And then you might say, but I only want the ones that are greater than $5. So now it must meet all conditions. So it must contain floss in the title, and the price must be greater than $5. If you did any condition on that one, it would either have to contain floss in the title, or it would have to be something greater than $5. So just remember, if you want very broad collections with a lot of different items, you'll likely want to use the any condition. If you want very specific collections, you'll likely have to use the all conditions. Once you have your collection set up exactly how you want it, don't forget to hit save in the top right corner.